Is the dream over? I speak about freedom. So, for years, the promise was simple: scale your business, position yourself correctly, write the right copy, follow the strategy, and then you make the money, and then you'll be free. And for a while, that worked. This was one of the biggest arguments of the online business coaching era. But something has shifted. Many people achieved parts of that promise. They built the business, they made the money, they followed the strategy, and yet something inside still felt tight, still felt constrained, still felt like they were performing a version of themselves. And more than ever, it's visible from the outside, and a lot of people got sick. They said, I don't want to be more on social media because it's only so performative, all this kind of stuff. So in 2026, the conversation changes. Freedom no longer starts on the outside. It's not something you want to achieve once you are successful. A paradigm has shifted. Freedom starts within. And for a long time, the online space believed that freedom was a structural problem. Meaning, if you build the right business model, you will become free. If you scale your revenue, you will become free. If you automate enough, optimize enough, and grow enough, then freedom will arrive. And there is something about it. There's nothing to say. There's nothing wrong. But the deeper truth is this: you can have the structure of freedom without the experience of freedom. You can have the business, you can have the revenue, you can have the flexibility, and still feel disconnected from yourself. Why? Because freedom is not primarily structural. Freedom is existential. It comes from knowing who you are. And this is the deeper shift that is happening right now. Our highest human value is freedom. We want to move freely, express freely, create freely, live freely. But real freedom doesn't start with money. It starts with know thyself. That is written on the beginning of the Oracle of Delphi. It starts with self-knowledge, with self-love, with self-acceptance, with self-appreciation. And because when you don't know who you are deeply, you will always borrow identity. Always. Borrowed positioning, borrowed messaging, borrowed strategy. You may execute it well, but it will never feel completely yours. And this is where many successful entrepreneurs arrive at a certain level and suddenly feel stuck. It's not because they are not capable. They are very capable. They make the money. They proved it. And it's not because they lack strategy. They know how to do an evergreen webinar. They know how to do live launches. They know this. They know how to do podcasts. They know how to do ads. They know how to scale their offers. They know lots of things. But because the next level requires something different, they are stuck. Or they see, okay, there's a ceiling. There I'm on a plateau. The next level requires identity precision. And identity precision only comes from understanding yourself, your natural leadership, your way of creating value, your energetic structure, your psychological patterns, your archetypal design. When you understand this level of yourself, something shifts. You stop performing a business, you start leading one. You start to lead your mission from inside. Many people still believe scaling comes from doing more. More marketing, more content, more launches, more effort, more offers. But at a certain level, scaling becomes an identity question because your business can only grow as far as your identity is clear. I see that all the time, every day. It's the identity. Your identity from within needs to be clear. Then your business can grow to another level. So if your identity is unclear, your messaging becomes always diluted and you are going back and forth. You are in some circle. You drain yourself. You are in the hamster wheel. And your authority becomes inconsistent. And therefore your offers become heavier to sell. But when identity becomes precise, something remarkable happens. And I mean identity from inside. Understanding on a very deep level who you are on your core and to find your own voice. Your messaging becomes natural, authority. Your positioning becomes obvious. Your decisions become simpler and your people recognize you immediately. This is what real identity skating looks like. It's not louder. It's not more effort. It's more precision from inside. And this is exactly why the next era of business will be led by people who deeply understand themselves, that are deeply connected with themselves, and therefore they can connect with their audience, with their soul clients, because they know, they understand them, they understand themselves, and therefore they also understand the other because they care and they do this from deep inside. So, one of the most powerful tools I have ever seen for understanding identity is the birth chart. So, your birth chart is not a mystical decoration. It's not about, oh, how the stars and all this. No, it's much, much more than that. It's a psychological and archetypal map. Very, very strong one. It shows your leadership style, your natural genius, your way of creating value, how you create success, and your deepest motivations, your purpose, your calling, and your money flow, and lots of things more, everything. So that's also the reason why I say your birth chart is your business blueprint. That's completely true. So, for decades, astrology has guided my own decisions in business and life. It helped me to build multiple seven-figure results. It guided major pivots in my life and in my business over the years. I change a lot in my business because I change a lot from inside. I grow. It it follows my own inner development. So my business has to change. And it helped me align my work with something deeper than strategy. And I was longing for that. So my claim has always been from your inner essence. And your inner essence is visible on your birth chart. So your birth chart shows you the architecture of who you are on a soul core level. And I mean, when I speak about identity, it's really the soul core level of identity, who you truly are. And when you understand that architecture, business becomes far simpler because you are no longer guessing. You're building from truth. You're building from purpose. You build from leadership. You build from success, energy. And this is exactly why I created Genius Coded. It's designed for high-level women who are already successful but know their next level requires deeper clarity. So inside Genius Coded, we decode your genius code, not in months, but in one sitting, So you can immediately see, oh, this is my natural leadership frequency, and this is what your people, your soul clients also are craving. This is also their desire, what you are from a core, soul core level, your identity structure, and how your business is meant to scale from that. Because the future of business is not scaling through effort, it is scaling through identity. And when identity becomes clear, everything else becomes simpler. Your message, your authority, your offers, your leadership, your success, your positioning, your brand. And this is why I created Genius Coded. If you want to explore this deeper, you can find Genius Coded in the link below. It's first step. And Genius Coded is the third code in the 7 codes of soul design. That's the whole identity piece I created to be able to scale from identity. And if this episode resonated with you, share it with someone who is ready to lead from who they truly are. Because in 2026, the real power move is simple: know yourself deeply, then build everything from there. So the claim is scale your business, make the moves, and at the same time, scale your identity from within. Because real freedom always starts from within. Know yourself on the deepest core level. Be connected and aligned with who you truly are, and build and scale from identity. This is where you go very, very far and beyond in 2026. And this is where real freedom lies.